Have you ever felt a strange kind of tiredness? One that doesn't go away, no matter how much you rest? Or maybe you've noticed yourself sweating for no reason, even when the room is cool and you're sitting still. What about a sudden ache in your jaw or a heaviness in your chest that comes and goes? Most of us chalk these things up to getting older. We say, that's just part of aging, or I probably didn't sleep well. But what if these small signals were your heart whispering that something is wrong? Here's the truth. Many heart attacks don't start with a dramatic collapse or sharp chest pain like in the movies. Instead, they begin quietly, subtly, almost politely, and that's what makes them so dangerous. In this video, we're going to talk about the warning signs your heart might be sending you. Some of them are well known. Others are incredibly easy to overlook, especially if you're over 60 and used to living with little aches and pains. But understanding these signs could save your life. It could save someone you love. So stay with me, because what you learn in the next few minutes may change how you see your body and your heart forever. We've all heard it before. Chest pain is the classic sign of a heart attack. And yes, it often is. But here's something most people don't know. Nearly half of all heart attacks start without any chest pain at all. That's right, no crushing pressure, no tightness in the center of your chest, just quiet, sneaky symptoms that are easy to mistake for something else. In fact, researchers found that many older adults, especially women, reported feeling overwhelmingly tired or short of breath days or even weeks before their heart attack. Some couldn't sleep, others felt dizzy or anxious for no clear reason, but very few of them reported pain in the chest. So why does this happen? As we age, our bodies change, and the way our heart sends out distress signals can change too. For some, the pain moves from the chest to the neck, the jaw, or even the back. For others, the warning signs are so subtle, they feel more like a bad day than a medical emergency. But here's the danger. If we wait for the dramatic signs, the ones we've seen in movies, we may wait too long. Instead of assuming it's probably nothing, imagine if we asked, could this be something? That simple shift could be the difference between a close call and a tragedy. So let's stop thinking heart attacks always come with fireworks. Often they arrive like a whisper, and if you know how to listen, you'll be ready. 1. Unusual fatigue. Do you ever feel drained of energy without doing anything to deserve it? Not just tired after a long day, but a deep, bone-level exhaustion that doesn't go away with rest? That kind of fatigue isn't normal, especially if it's new, or if it shows up when you're doing simple things, like walking to the mailbox or carrying in groceries. In a major study, over 70% of women who later had heart attacks said they'd felt unusually tired for weeks before the event. But many of them ignored it, thinking it was just aging or stress. Here's the truth. When your heart struggles to pump blood efficiently, your body starts to feel it in strange ways. Fatigue is one of the earliest and easiest to miss signs. So instead of blaming your age or the weather, ask yourself, is this tiredness different? If the answer is yes, it's time to pay attention. 1. Shortness of breath. You don't need to be running a marathon to feel out of breath. For many, just walking across the room or climbing a flight of stairs becomes harder than it used to be. Shortness of breath, especially if it comes on suddenly or without clear reason, can be your heart signaling that it's not getting enough oxygen to your lungs and muscles. Sometimes it shows up even when you're resting. Other times, you'll notice it when bending over, getting dressed, or doing something that used to be easy. And here's where it gets tricky. Older adults often think this is just getting older, but it's not always that simple. If you can't catch your breath like you used to, your heart may be calling out for help. 1. Cold sweats. Have you ever broken into a sweat out of nowhere? When you're not hot, not exercising, and not anxious? That's not normal. Cold sweats are a serious red flag. They happen when your nervous system senses that something is wrong. Like when blood flow to the heart drops suddenly. You might feel clammy, chilled, or as if you were having a panic attack, but without the panic. Some people describe it as breaking out in a cold sweat, while others say they feel wet and shaky. Here's what matters. If you start sweating suddenly, especially along with other symptoms like fatigue or chest discomfort, don't brush it off. It's your body's way of saying, pay attention. One, chest discomfort that feels different. When we think of chest pain, we imagine something dramatic, sharp, crushing, or stabbing. But for many people, that's not what it feels like at all. Instead, it might be a pressure, a heaviness, a tight band wrapping around the chest, or even a mild burning, something that could easily be mistaken for heartburn or indigestion. Some people say it feels like someone is sitting on their chest. Others describe it as fullness, like they can't quite take a deep breath. And here's the catch. This discomfort can come and go. It might last a few minutes, disappear, then return. That makes it easy to ignore. But instead of asking, is this intense enough to worry about? Ask, is this normal for me? Because when your heart isn't getting enough oxygen, it won't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. 1. Pain in the jaw, arm, or back. Have you ever felt pain shoot down your left arm for no reason? Or an ache in your back or jaw that didn't seem to come from sleeping wrong or chewing too hard? These are signs many people, and even some doctors, miss. The nerves in your heart connect with other parts of your body. That means when your heart is in distress, the pain might show up somewhere else entirely. Jaw pain, especially on the left side, is more common in women. Arm pain, especially in the left arm, is a well-documented early sign of a heart attack. And back pain, often a dull ache between the shoulder blades, can be another red flag. If you feel this kind of discomfort and it's new, unusual, or paired with other symptoms on this list, don't wait. Your body may be sending pain signals from a place you'd never expect. 1. Heart palpitations. Does your heart ever feel like it's racing, fluttering, or skipping a beat? Heart palpitations can be caused by stress, caffeine, or lack of sleep, but they can also be your heart struggling to keep up, especially if blood flow is compromised. Some people feel their heartbeat pounding in their chest, neck, or throat. Others describe it as a sudden thump or a flutter that comes and goes. If palpitations show up along with fatigue, dizziness, or shortness of breath, it's time to take them seriously. Think of it this way. Your heart is your body's engine. If it's working too hard just to idle, something might be wrong under the hood. Intro 1. Lightheadedness or dizziness. Have you ever stood up and suddenly felt like the room was spinning? Or maybe you were just sitting still and felt faint for no reason at all. Lightheadedness is one of those symptoms that can sneak up on you. It's easy to blame dehydration, standing up too fast, or not eating enough. But when your heart isn't pumping blood efficiently, your brain feels the effects first. Sometimes this sensation is paired with nausea or cold sweats. In other cases, it leads to actual fainting. The key is to notice when it happens. If you're feeling dizzy during light activity, or even while resting, it may be more than just low blood sugar. It could be your body warning you that your heart isn't keeping up. So instead of brushing it off as just a moment, ask yourself, is this becoming a pattern? Because one dizzy spell might be nothing, but 3 could be something. 1. Nausea or stomach discomfort. When you think of heart problems, stomach issues probably aren't the first thing that come to mind, but they should be, especially if you feel queasy without reason. Many people, especially women, report nausea or abdominal discomfort before a heart attack. It can feel like indigestion, bloating, or even heartburn. What makes this tricky is that it often mimics common digestive issues. You might assume you ate something bad, or that it's just reflux. But if that discomfort doesn't go away with antacids, or it comes with sweating, fatigue, or chest tightness, don't ignore it. Remember, your heart and your stomach share nerve pathways. When one's in trouble, the other may speak up. 1. Anxiety or a sudden sense of doom. Sometimes your heart doesn't send pain, it sends panic. A sudden, unexplained rush of anxiety can be one of the earliest signs of a heart attack. It can feel like a panic attack, racing heart, tight chest, shallow breathing, and an overwhelming sense that something is wrong. But here's the difference. A heart-related anxiety episode often comes without any emotional trigger. You're not worried about anything in particular, but your body feels like it's bracing for impact. Doctors believe this may be your brain reacting to physical changes in your heart before you're even fully aware of them. So if you feel this wave of dread, especially if it's paired with other symptoms, don't just assume it's in your head. It might be deeper than that. 1. Indigestion or heartburn. That won't go away. You finish dinner. A while later, there's a burning in your chest or upper stomach. You reach for the antacids and tell yourself, it's just something I ate. But what if it's not? Indigestion and heartburn are common, but when they show up unexpectedly, especially if they're strong, persistent, or come with other symptoms like fatigue or sweating, they could be signs of something more serious. One of the most overlooked signs of a heart attack, particularly in older adults, is discomfort that feels like stomach trouble but doesn't respond to typical remedies. Instead of thinking, this feels like reflux, consider, does this feel unusual for me? Because when acid reducers don't help and you feel pressure or pain that lingers or returns, your heart might be the real source. 1. Jaw pain that comes out of nowhere. You haven't chewed anything tough. You didn't sleep in a strange position. But there it is. A nagging ache in your jaw. Maybe it's dull. Maybe it spreads to your neck or ear. Jaw pain, especially on the left side, is another one of those sneaky heart symptoms that's more common in women but often ignored. It's not just about the location of the pain. It's when and how it shows up. If it increases with activity and eases with rest, or if it comes with fatigue, dizziness, or pressure in the chest, that's a pattern worth noting. And if you feel like it's probably nothing, remember, that's what many heart attack survivors thought, until it wasn't. Mini hook. What happens next can save a life. You've just heard 11 signals your heart might be sending, some loud, some quiet. But how can you tell the difference between something dangerous and something harmless? And what if it's not your heart at all, but just anxiety, stress, or age? That's what we'll break down next. Because the ability to tell one from the other, that's what could save your life or someone else's. You might be wondering, what if I'm just anxious? That's a fair question. Anxiety and stress can cause a racing heart, shortness of breath, chest tightness, even dizziness or sweating. And for many older adults, those sensations are already part of daily life. But here's the thing. Heart attacks and panic attacks may feel similar, but they're not the same. And knowing the difference can protect your life. Let's break it down. A panic attack often builds quickly, triggered by fear, emotion, or even just a passing thought. Your heart races, you might breathe faster, you feel overwhelmed, but the symptoms usually fade within 10 to 20 minutes, and they tend to follow a familiar pattern if you've had them before. A heart attack, on the other hand, doesn't always play by the rules. The symptoms might start slowly and build over time. They may come and go, and they often show up without any emotional trigger, just a quiet, sinking feeling that something's off. If your discomfort includes physical effort, like walking or climbing stairs, that's another clue. Panic doesn't usually worsen with exertion. Heart problems often do. And here's the biggest red flag. If you've never had anxiety before and suddenly experience a flood of fear or discomfort for no reason at all, don't assume it's mental. Instead of asking, am I overthinking this? Try asking, is this new for me? If the answer is yes, play it safe, because stress may come and go, but your heart, it only gets one chance to warn you. Let's face it, not everyone can rush to a doctor the moment they feel something unusual. Maybe the cost is too high. Maybe you live far from a clinic, or maybe you're just not sure it's serious enough to go. That's okay, you're not alone. But that doesn't mean you should do nothing. If you're experiencing any of the symptoms we've talked about, and especially if you've felt them more than once, there are small steps you can take right now to protect your heart. First, slow down. Don't push through fatigue or shortness of breath. If something feels off, give your body time to rest and recover. Second, track what you're feeling. Keep a small notebook. Write down when the symptoms happen, how long they last, and what you were doing. Patterns matter. They can help a doctor later, and they help you notice what's changing now. Third, make small lifestyle adjustments. Cut back on caffeine. Avoid heavy meals late at night. Try gentle movement, like walking, if it feels safe. And if stress or anxiety is part of the picture, don't ignore it. Deep breathing or guided relaxation can do more good than you think. Finally, tell someone you trust. Don't carry this concern alone. Whether it's a family member, a friend, or a neighbor, say something. Just saying it out loud helps you take it seriously. You might not be ready to call the doctor today, but every small step you take brings you closer to safety, and the sooner you act, the more power you have to protect your heart. Let me tell you about someone named Bill. Bill was 67, still active, still sharp, but for weeks he'd been feeling tired, more than usual. He noticed a little indigestion after meals. A few nights he woke up sweating, but he brushed it off. It's nothing, he told his wife, just getting older. Then one afternoon while raking leaves, he felt dizzy. He sat down, took a deep breath. The feeling passed. He almost didn't say anything, but his wife insisted they go to the hospital. That decision saved his life. Doctors found that Bill had been having what they called silent heart attacks. No crushing pain, no dramatic collapse, just a quiet cry for help from his heart. So why am I telling you this? Because you might be Bill, or someone you love might be, and the sooner you recognize the signs, the sooner you can take action. Sometimes the smallest symptoms are the biggest warnings. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you. You've just taken a powerful step toward protecting your heart and maybe even saving your life or someone else's. Now, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this video with someone you care about, your brother, your neighbor, your friend who's been feeling off lately but hasn't said much. You never know who might need it. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. In the next video, I'll be talking about simple daily habits, things you can start doing right now to strengthen your heart, calm your nerves, and take back control of your health. Until then, stay alert, stay kind to your body, and as always, breathe easy, my friend.